Am I the asshole for making my SIL feel bad about saying I should straighten my hair? So, I'm a mixed race woman, but I'm very black looking. With that, my hair, while not as kinky as it could be, is very curly. I usually straighten it, but every so often I just let the curls fly. I married into a white family, but it's never been an issue. I think I'm closer to my in-laws than I am to most of my own dysfunctional family. We had a family dinner this week since some of the restrictions have eased. While having dinner, my mother-in-law and I were discussing some of the hurtful comments I've been hearing these last few weeks. Specifically, a lot of people have been shouting slurs at me in my small city, and someone threw a half-empty can of soda at me. My SIL, husband's brother's wife, who up until this point has been very sweet to me, said, "Well, that's sad. Maybe if you straighten your hair, you'll look less ethnic, and people will leave you alone." I just gaped at her for a moment and then said, "Well, my hair had been straight every time, and even if it wasn't, I don't see why that makes it okay for someone to call me a black cunt in the parking lot." The table went quiet and got awkward. My in-laws were all on my side, but my BIL messaged me to tell me her intentions were good and that I humiliated her in front of the family. So Reddit, am I the asshole? For reference, SIL, who I really do like, is newer to the family. I've been with my husband for 11 years, and they've been married for 1. I don't want her to feel left out or judged. I don't think she meant to hurt my feelings, but she did. I feel especially bad because my other in-laws who have known me defended me, but I don't think she actually meant to be cruel. Just ignorant. She's from a very small, white town and hasn't met many POC. Edit. I officially understand what it means to have your inbox blow up now. I wanted to clarify a few things and give a brief update. I felt like an AH because of the environment we were in at the time. I was thinking maybe I could have approached the topic with her later, but I didn't. I also didn't snap or yell at her, like some of the comments say. I stated my comment with a slight laugh because it was already so awkward. My SIL is not racist, like some have implied. I truly believe that. I think she's ignorant on this because she's never had to think about things like this. Does that make it okay? No, but it doesn't mean she's disgusting. I'm taking the overwhelming NTA as a sign that I didn't need to wait for a safe space to make my comment. I've also already texted her this morning about meeting up today, and she responded very enthusiastically. I think this is an opportunity for growth, so I'm going to take it. I also think that if we all hold the view, we shouldn't have to be the ones to teach them so close, we may lose out on some really good chances to build bridges instead of walls. I don't have to be the sole source of her black education, but I can definitely be a cliff note. Update 17 days later. I originally wrote this post the day after my initial post. That's why the timeline is the way it is. So my SIL and I met this morning for coffee. Coffee turned into lunch, turned into pre-dinner drinks. We literally have been together all day. She mentioned she has been trying to figure out how to reach out to me for a few days, but I did it for her. She apologized and assured me that she was humiliated, but not because of me directly, but because as soon as I made my response, she realized how stupid her comment was. She was also texting Bill because she had no idea he reached out to me and was mortified. She offered to let me read the texts, but I declined. That's between them. We talked about my hair and my life story and micro-aggressions. We also discussed the BLM movement, and I find that we have more in common than I ever could have hoped. She cried. I cried. It was a very open moment, and her words, "I really never understood," tell me everything I need to know, although there are probably some very concerned baristas wondering WTF was happening. I did tell her it would be a very beneficial thing to look into some literature, because her future nieces have nephews will deal with similar issues, and she downloaded some books while sitting with me at the table. She told me she just wants to know what to do because she is just clueless. I think that's fair. If you've never had to put out a fire, you may panic when your stove is suddenly engulfed in flames. I hadn't heard from BIL yet, but we literally just left each other a little bit ago, and she's got some words for him. Really, I'm actually very happy this happened. We had a great chance to get to know each other even better. We even discussed theology, as she is very Christian, and I am an atheist, our former avid churchgoer. And even that conversation was very positive, rather than accusatory or uncomfortable. We're meeting again next week. I may have just inadvertently started a bit of a book club. I assured her she is more than welcome to reach out to me at any time. I'd rather she have someone she cares about that also cares about her help her in her development rather than make a blunder in front of someone potentially less forgiving. She wants me to call her on her dumb statements. I'm happy to do so. Again, I stand by what I said. She's a wonderful person suffering from some ignorance, but she's open to learn, and I couldn't ask for more. Since the first typewritten update, we've had lunch and/or dinner 3 times since. It's been very fun and such a relief to spend time together. My BL has since texted me as well, and we had lunch too as a group, and he's already apologized. He was trying to defend his wife, but didn't stop to think about the circumstances. We're all good now. It's been very fun to have an excuse to spend more time together. Thanks for everyone that reached out. I'm glad I took initiative. Edit. Some people have asked which books I've suggested, and I wanted to let you know which ones she downloaded in the spot. First, since she works with young adults, I suggested The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. She ordered a few copies and wants to put it in her classroom for next year. Second, White Fragility, Why It's So Hard for White People to Talk About Racism by Robin DiAngelo. I hadn't read this myself, but we read the description together. Third, Hair Love, the children's book. I've given her some good places to look for more resources, but she's working through those 3 first. She actually started with Hair Love, and we had a really good chat about it. Incidentally, after we talked about it, we got drinks, and I was carded. My DL has straight hair, and she commented on it. The woman carding me complimented my natural hair, saying I should update my ID with my natural hair. She loved my curls. Funny how that works out. Second edit, I'd love additional book recommendations. As a Black woman, I've never had to really read a book about understanding the Black perspective. I mean, I live it every day, so any additional books that can offer insight are very helpful. Third edit, I've received many messages both here and in the DMs about the White Fragility book. I think they're all very fair, and so I'm opening up. Please do not hesitate to give me other better books to recommend. I've been reading a few myself, but I want to be sure I'm giving her good content. What do you guys think? Let's discuss in the comments. Follow and like for more stories.